Good evening, all of you. So, in a previous class, we are going to discuss about files. So, in a previous class, we are going to discuss about files and how to opening a file, how to read a file, and how to close a file, and we have to discuss about mode operations in Python and with statement and writing a file and read line functions. We are going to discuss in the previous class. So now today we'll go and discuss about the file types. So we'll go and discuss today about file types. So there are three different categories of file in Python. So that is a text file, buffered binary files, and raw binary files. So what is a text file? So a text file is the most common file that will encounter. So it is a generally you are going to use text files. So for by using a open function, you are going to create a text files. So that files will be comes under text file. So for example, so open and followed by abc.txt. So this file is a text file and open abc.txt comma r. So I'm going to open the text file in a read mode operation and open abc.text comma and followed by w. I'm going to open a file with write operations. So for example, if you want to perform a read operation or write operation, so if you want to know what type of operation you want to perform on the file or text file, then you have to use a type function. So you have to use type and followed by file name. So then it will go on showing it is a class object and it is a io.text io wrapper file. So that means we are going to perform IO operations like input and output or read and write operations can be done on the given file. So if you want to know what is the type of file, then you have to use the type and followed by file. Then it will go and return it is a class object io.text io wrapper file or wrapper class. So second one is a buffered binary files. So these buffered binary files is used for reading and writing binary files. So if you want to perform read and write operation on binary files, you have to use a buffered binary file types. So for example, open abc.text comma and followed by rb. So rb stands for read binary files. So the buffered binary files will be used for reading and writing binary files. So in this example, I am going to read the binary file. The file name is abc.text and open abc.text and followed by write b. So that means I am going to perform write on binary files. So this is an example here. So what is the operation you want to perform? In a previous example, I want to perform read and write operations. That's why it will showing file type is IO wrapper. So now in this time, I will go to perform read and write operations on binary files. So then, if you want to display the type of binary file, so then it will showing output is IO dot buffer reader. So it is a buffer reader and it is a buffer writer. So I'm going to perform buffer. It is a buffer reader and it is a buffer writer. So that's why it will go and print the output is type and followed by file is which will go and display io.buffer writer and this will be read binary file. So that's why it will go and display io.buffer reader. So that is binary buffered binary files. So next one is a raw binary raw buffered file types. So generally used as a these files raw file or raw buffer file can be generally used as a low level building blocks for binary and text streams. For performing a low level building blocks for binary and text streams, you have to use a raw buffered file types. So for example, open and followed by abc.txt comma rb. So that is a read binary file and followed by buffering is equal to 0. So buffering is equal to 0. And similarly, in this example, I want using a file dog breed.txt and read binary and followed by buffering is equal to 0. Then I want to know what is the type of file. Then you will get the output is io.file io. So this is about raw buffer file types. So let us see how to create a file in Python. So by using a open function. So by using a open function, you have to create a new file in Python, and by using a mode operation x, a, and w. So what is x here? So it creates a new file with a specified name. So if you provide a x, then it will going to create a new file with a specified name. It causes an error a file exists with the same name. So while creation of a new file and while using of a X mode operation, if the file is already existing in the computer, then it will go showing an error. So that means the file is not created. Why? Because already the file is existing in the computers. So if you want to create a new file with a specified name, then you have to use X and A. So A for appending. So it creates a new file with a specified name if no such file exists. So if no such file is exist, then it will going to create a new file with a specified name. And also it appends the content to the file if the file already existing with a specified name. So for example, if the file is not exist, then it will going to create a new file with a specified name. If the file is existing, then it will go to appending the content to the uh, already existing file with the specified names. So that is about appending. So next one is a W. So it creates a new file with a specified name if no such file exists. So it overrides the existing file. If it is existing, then it will go to override the content to the existing file. So for that you have to use a W. So W for write, and X for creating a new file, and A for appending, and W for writing. So that is about it. Creation. At the time of creation, you have to use all these file mode operations. So for example, file pointer is equal to open file2.txt txt comma x. So what is x here? So it creates a new file with a specified name. So it causes an error a file exists with the same name. If the file is already existing in the computer, that is a file2.txt, then it will produce the error. So otherwise it will going to create a new file with file2.txt. And after that I'm going to print a file pointer, and if file pointer is true, then it will going to print file is created successfully. So otherwise it will going to produce the error. So it will go and produce the error if the file is exist. So for example, so I want to execute this code in a Jupyter notebook. So if you have any doubts, please post query in the chat box. So I will try to answer your queries. So I have to open the Jupyter Colab, Google Colab Jupyter notebook. So if you use this, it's not required to install Python software or Anaconda Navigator in your computers. So in this example, so we'll go for a new. So we'll go for the new for creating of a file. So first one, so file pointer is equal to open function. and followed by file2.txt and followed by the mode operation is x. The mode operation is x, and I want to print a file pointer. If file pointer is x, then it will go and print so it will go and print file created successfully. So I want print if the file is not exist, I want print file is created successfully. Now let us run this code. So I want just create a new file, file2.txt and followed by x. If the file is exist, it will go on showing a error. Otherwise, it will go on to showing the output is file is created successfully. So in this example, the file 2 is not existing in my computers. That's why it will go on showing a output file created successfully. So that is about X. So next one, file position. So if we want to know what is the position of the file in a text file, then you have to use a method name is called tell method. So by using a tell method, you want to know what is the file uh, currently position. So where the file pointer will be existing in the file. So this is a method. So by using this ftell, by using ftell method, you want to know where the file pointer will be there in the given text. So next one is a Python OS model. So what is a OS model can be used in Python? So why are going to use a OS model in Python? So that is a interaction with the operating system. So the OS model enables interaction with the operating system. So it will going to provide different types of functionalities. The OS model is going to provide different types of functionalities like for performing operations on the files like renaming, deleting, or make a directory or change a directory. You have to use this OS model. So for example, we have to see the renaming a method. For renaming a method, you have to use a rename and followed by current name and followed by new name. So by using this syntax, we will going to rename the existing file. So this example, import OS and OS dot rename and followed by file2.txt to file3.txt. So if that file is existing, then the file is will be renamed to file3.txt. So for example, so I want to run this code in my Jupyter notebook. So first we need to import OS model, and after that you have to use a rename function. So rename and followed by existing file. So the existing file is file2.txt and the new file. So the new file is file3.txt. So let us run this code. So it will be renamed. So it will be renamed. So it does not go showing output, just it will be renaming the file. If you go to your Google Drive, then you will going to observe that the file 2 is renamed to file3.txt. So next one, removing. So removing a file from your uh, drive or from your computers. So then you have to use a remove method. So this is syntax remove followed by file name. So for example, I want to remove file3.txt. So as earlier, I will be rename the file2.txt as a file3.txt. Now I'm going to remove that file by using a remove method. So by using a remove method, I want to remove the file. So let us copy this code and paste, and you have to apply the remove method. So remove and followed by I want remove file3.txt. So I want to remove file3.txt. So then the file3.txt will be removed from your computers. So it will go and remove the file3.txt. So not only for performing remove and renaming your files, so it is also possible to create a directories. So like in Windows machine, we are going to create a directories. So by using a Python also we will going to create a directory. So by using a mkdir, so that is a make a directory or create a directory. So for example os dot mkdir and followed by new. So this is my directory name. Then it will going to create a one new directory in my computers. And after creating a directory, then if you want to know current working directory, then you have to use get cwd command. So by using a get cwd, so cwd stands for current working directory. So by using that command, you will be know what is a uh, existing directory. So let us execute one more code here. So first one, I need to import. So after that I need to create one directory by using mkdir. So I will create one new directory is called new. So that directory is created. Now if you want to know what is the current working directory, then you have to use get cwd current working directory. So current working directory. So what is the current working directory right now? Okay, I will go and remove this. Let us execute this. So this is a current working directory. So slash content, under this slash content. So my files are will be available like a file2.txt and file3.txt is available. So next by using a get cwd, you want to know what is the current working directory. So that is about a Python OS model. So in a Python OS model, you use it for renaming a file or removing a file or creating a directory, or you want to know what is the working directory, current working directory, then you have to use get cwd. So that is about a Python OS model. Now let us see the Python read csv file. So I will go and read the csv file in Python. So first of all, what is a csv? So csv stands for comma separated values, and which will be defined as a simple file format that is used as specific structuring to arrange the tabular data. So we are going to arrange the all information in the form of a one structuring. So that is in the form of a tabular data like rows and columns, and it stores the tabular data such as spreadsheets. So we can store the information in the form of a spreadsheet. So the spreadsheet is called as a uh, tabular data. So we can store the information in the form of a spreadsheets, and the spreadsheet contain rows and columns. So we'll see how we're going to read CSV file in Python. So if you want to read a CSV file in Python, you have to use a csv.reader function. So by using this csv.reader module to read the CSV file. So for reading of a CSV file which are created in our computers, then you have to use a csv.reader module. So this is an example. This is uh, my content like a name, comma, department, comma, birthday, month, and these are the column names, and these are the first row Parker accounting and November, and second row Smith IT and October. So this is a rows and columns. So this is about rows and columns. The data can be stored in the form of a rows and columns. The data can be stored in the form of a rows and columns. So now let us see here how we will going to read that content. So by using a reader function, I want to read the content. So in this example, I want to open it. I'm using a with statement. So by using a open function, I want to open python.csv file as as is the for alias name for CSV file. So alias name for CSV file. So alias name. So like instead of using a CSV reader, you have to use or you have to use some python.csv file. You have to use in the place of a python.csv file. You have to use a CSV underscore file. So for example, csv.reader and followed by CSV file. So what is a CSV file? That is a python.csv. So and followed by delimiter. So the file will be separated by comma, and the line count initial is 0. I want count how many number of lines will be there in a python.csv file. So and for row in CSV reader colon, if line count is equal to 0, then it will go to um, join the column names with space, and after that I want to count the number of lines in a file. So in this example, I want to create a file. Column names are names, department, and birthday month. So that is a column name, and Parker and department is accounting and November, and Smith IT department and October. So these are the three process. These are the three processed three lines. So it will go to process three lines. So the first row content like headings, name, and department and the birthday month, and the uh, second row, so it contain information about name, department, and birthday. So like that, you have to read by using a reader function. You have to read the python.csv file from your computers. So one more thing, I will go and read the CSV file in pandas. So I will go and read the CSV file in pandas. So in pandas, you have to read the CSV file in the form of a data frames. So it is a quick and straightforward. So it is a very quick and straightforward for reading of a CSV file in pandas. So for example, name, hire, date, salary, leave remaining. So these are the column names. So name, hire date, so name, hire date, and salary, and a leave information. So these are the four columns, and followed by first row, second row, third row, fourth row, fifth row, and sixth row. So I want to insert the some rows in the form of a rows and columns. Now how will go read the that CSV file in pandas? So by using a you have first you need to import the pandas library or pandas module. After that, you have to use a pandas.read underscore CSV file. So you have to use a read underscore CSV file function. You have to read the CSV file in pandas. After that, so DF stands for data formats or data frame. So data frame. So I want to display the data frames here. So then I got the output which will go to nicely display in the form of rows and columns. So this is my data. So this data can be structured in the form of a data frames. So in pandas you have to use read underscore CSV. So whereas in Python you have to use a CSV dot reader function. So by using a CSV dot reader function, you have to read the CSV file in Python, and whereas in pandas you have to use read underscore CSV. I hope you'll be understanding what I'm saying. So in Python you have to use a CSV.reader function, and whereas in the pandas you have to use a read underscore CSV. So and also you have to use for writing. So for writing a content inside the file, you have to use write row and write rows methods. So what is a write row? So the function only write one row. If you want write only one row, then you have to use a write row method or function. And if you want to read more than one row, then you have to go for write rows method or function. So this is a content. This is a content I want write into the file .csv file. So this is a content here. So this is my file name python.csv, and here I'm using a write mode operation. So I want write my content into the python.csv. So then what is the field names here? What is the headings here? First name, last name, and rank. So first name, last name, and rank. So writer dot write header. So by using this function, I want to write the headers in the file, and after that I'm going to insert the data. I'm going to insert the data by using a write row method. So by using a write row method, you can insert only one row at a time. So in this example, I want to use the write row function, then I want to insert first row. And similarly, if I want to insert second row, then I want to insert second row by using the same function, and third row and fourth row, and finally I'm writing as a writing is completed. So that is about a CSV files in Python. So in pandas, Python, you have to use write row, write rows methods, or uh, you have to use reader csv.reader method, or reader underscore csv. In pandas, you have to use a read underscore csv function. You have to read the csv data. So that is about a csv Python CSV files. So let us see, the next one is called pickling. So pickling and unpickling. So pickling is also called serialization, and unpickling is also called deserialization. So what is the pickling and unpickling? What is the pickling, or what is serialization of objects? So that is called, so converting state of an object into byte stream. So that is a byte, uh, that is a binary formats. You have to convert the given text into binary formats. So the type of converting is called as a pickling or serialization of objects. And reconstructing. So reconstructing the object from the byte stream. Okay, you have to reconstruct the object from the byte stream. So that is called deserialization. So what is the serialization? Converting state of an object into byte stream, and reconstructing the object state of an object from the byte stream is called as a deserialization. So serialization is called as a pickling, and deserialization is called as a uh, de, uh, de, deserialization or unpickling. So if you have any doubts, please post your query in the chat box. So pickling is called as a serialization, and unpickling is called as a deserialization. So what is a serialization, or what is a pickling? So converting the text into binary formats is called as a pickling or serialization of objects. And what is a deserialization or unpickling? So you have to convert the binary format into text. Again, proper text. So that is called as a deserialization, or it is called as a unpicking. So for performing a serialization and deserialization in Python, it contains standard library functions like for performing a serialization like pickling, then you have to use a dump and dumps function. For performing a deserialization, so that is unpickling, you have to use a load and loads function. So you have to use the loads and load functions. So these are the very important topic, pickling and unpickling. So pickling is nothing but convert the text into binary formats, and unpickling is nothing but convert the binary format into text. So that is a reconstructing. So reconstructing binary format into text is called as a deserialization or unpickling. So for serialization or pickling, you have to use the dump and dumps method, and for deserialization and unpickling, you have to use the load and loads methods. Doubts up to now? So any doubts up to now? So if you have any doubts, please post your query in the chat box. So now let us continue about the serialization and the deserialization, that is the pickling and unpickling. So these are the pickling protocols. You have to use currently pickling modules define 5 different protocols. So that is a protocol 0. So that will be a original human readable protocol. So protocol version 1. So world binary format. Protocol version 2. So that will be introduced in 2.3, Python 2.3. Protocol version 3, so added in 3.0. Protocol version 4, so that was added in 3.4. So these are the different types of protocol versions. So if you want to know what is the highest protocol or what is the default protocol, then you have to use import pickle and pickle dot highest protocol and pickle dot default protocol. Then it will go on showing the some message. So the highest protocols are 4, so it contains from 0 to 4, and the default protocol will be 3. So let us execute this code here. So first one, you have to import pickle. You have to import pickle. After that, pickle dot highest underscore protocol. Then see what is the output here. So what is the highest protocol? So that will be a 0 to 4. So it will showing output is 5. So there are 5 protocols in pickling. So next one, pickle dot what is the default protocol? Default underscore protocol. So what is the default protocol? So in this example, it will showing the default protocol is 4. So it will showing a default protocol is 4. And what is the highest protocol? The highest protocol is 5, and the default protocol is 4 only. So let us delete and exhibit once again. So that is a 4. So the default protocol is 4. Now let us see how we are going to perform pickling in Python. So import pickle and f is equal to open data.txt and wb. So that is a right binary. So next dictionary is equal to name colon Ravi, age colon 23, gender colon M, and marks is equal to 75. And pickle dot dump. So I'm going to use the dump and dumps methods. So now if you want to perform a serialization like converting text into binary, you have to use the dump and the dumps methods. So in this example, I'm going to use a dumps method. So dumps method, I want to dump dictionary comma f. So dictionary comma f. So then it will going to execute the dictionary objects. Byte representation will be stored in data.txt file. So it will going to convert this entire message into in the form of a binary formats. So this is another example. Read binary formats and load pickle.load. So I want to load the uh, I want to load the file. So for loading a file, you have to use a load method and followed by f and printed and close. So after writing the binary file formats, so that will be converted into uh, binary. And if you want to know what is the content in the data or text file, then you have to showing this output. So that is called unpickling. So it is a unpickling. So why? Because here I am using a load and a loads method. So for what is a pickling actually? So converting text into binary formats. So that is a human not understandable code. And what is unpickling? You have to reconstructing binary format to text. So in this example, I am going to reconstructing binary format into text here. So let us execute this code so that we will going to understand more easily. So first one, import. So import pickle and f is equal to open. So this is a open function. F is equal to open. So the file is data.txt and it is a WB mode. So binary formats and DCT dictionary is equal to and the first one name. So name colon. So the name is Ravi, comma age. So age and followed by colon and the age is 23, comma gender. So gender is and followed by male. Okay, after that what is the next one? Marks. So comma marks. So marks is equal to or marks colon 75. So that is about a dictionary. So now after that I want a dump. So I want pickle dot by using a dump method. I want a dump in the form of a data frames. And after that I want to close the file by using a close function. So now let us run this code. Okay, now the data will be converted into in the form of a this data will be converted in the form of a binary formats. So binary formats. So for example, if you want to display DCT, so what it is going to display? Okay, that is a DCT file information. So this information will be converted in the form of a binary formats. So now, if you want to reconstructing binary format into original formats, you have to reconstructing binary format into original formats. Then you can go for next one. So that is a unpickling. So you can go for unpickling. So for unpickling, you have to use for performing unpickling, you have to use load method. So for example, so data dot wb you have tried read binary formats and so d is equal to pickle dot pickle dot and followed by load method and followed by frame and after that I want print d. So print and followed by d. Now let us execute this code. Now see here. So in previously by using a pickling, I want to convert the given text into the binary formats. So binary format, that is a given text will be stored in the form of a binary formats. And if you want reconstructing, that is a unpickling, then you have to use a load method for performing unpickling. Then the data will be reconstructing back to original message. So that is called pickling and unpickling. I hope you'll be understanding what I am saying. So pickling is nothing but converting our text into binary formats. That is a human cannot understandable language. And unpickling is nothing but you have to reconverting binary format into original message. So that is called as a pickling and unpickling. So this is a very very important topic in the Python for uh, for performing some operations like data security operations. You have to use a pickling and unpickling. In the next class, we'll go and discuss about regular expressions. So we'll go and see the next class about regular expressions. So up to now, if you have any doubts, please post your query in the chat box. So that's all about today's class. If you have any doubts, so please post your query in the chat box. Okay, we'll go to meet in the next session. So that's all about the today class. So thank you.